Hey there, guys. So we're reviewing a beer from Mike, and this is a beer that I've never actually had before. This is a beer from Griffin Brewing, and this is it's an interesting one. Flying Buffalo. So really nice and regal kind of label on there. Reminds me a little bit of something like a seal that would be in a Harry Potter film, but it is a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout coming out of Michigan, 12%, big beer. And yeah, he had great things to say about it. I've actually never heard about this beer before, so really excited. Beer comes nice and black. There's not too much head on there, and you can sort of already smell it. And actually, if as we're speaking, the head is already just dissipating from the alcohol. Let's get the aroma on this one. Ooh, that is big. So this is, I believe, the 2016, the fresh vintage. So on the nose, I'm getting this rich, kind of big. It attacks of alcohol for sure. Lots of bourbon qualities, but there's a really wonderful depth of this like umami, a little bit of soy saucy kind of thing. This roasted malt sweetness, a little bit of like light fig and cherry. But it's really those really rich and meaty kind of deep flavors that I like. Cheers. Ooh, it's all hot. Very nice though. So up front, the beer cracks your palate open with a big smack of bourbon. Alcohol hitting through. Not too bad though. There's a little bit of fusel leading towards the back end of the palate. Burns a little bit as it goes on the way down, but it's balanced by a really beautiful kind of chocolatey sweetness on this beer. There's a beautiful kind of like cocoa, a little bit of like cocoa powder kind of flavor that sweetens up the beer to really balance that initial attack that's quite aggressive, that cracks open the palate. Now you're calmed down to a really nice kind of calming sweetness on the beer. It lingers on a little bit more and more. Again, we're talking about like a powdery kind of chalky kind of shaved chocolate / cocoa powder kind of flavor, not something too luscious that like lingers on your palate or tongue that melts of fattiness, more that kind of light powdery kind of Swiss Miss kind of flavor. There you go. This is a wonderful interplay of the bourbon and the malt. You get some vanilla coming through as well, a little bit more of that dark fruit. For 12%, it's actually reasonably thin, medium mouthfeel because, again, you really get the alcohol sort of dry the palate out pretty quickly. You get that fusel alcohol in the finish. But yeah, it's pretty nice for 12%. It could drink a lot more boozy. It drinks in general a little thin for 12%, but it still is a very nice beer. That's a rating. And I do really like this warmed up right now. I'm really getting a lot of depth of flavor, really that barrel character showing more. So it's not only just a whiskey flavor. You get some oak, some vanilla, some char and toasted kind of notes. Again, really wonderful depth of that kind of like milk, chocolate, cocoa kind of flavor. Nice transitioning on there, and then it dries the beer quite nicely. It really does have a reasonable finish for 12% barrel aged Imperial Stout because it is so cleaned off by the alcohol, but it leans a little bit on the fusel, but also does its job quite well. So that's a rating. Very good. Let's go with a 90 on this one. Just a nice nuttiness that lingers on as well. Let's go with a 91 on this one. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Mike. This one is Griffin Flying Buffalo. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.